everybody. And my hair looks crazy. Happy anniversary. It's Dynamite anniversary. 5 years.
It is.
And also, y'all, it's late as hell. It is 10:50. 10:50 when Tony Khan said he had a significant overrun.
Wow. That little home rented. But what he don't understand, like, girl, you have a fake job. Being a billionaire is not a real ass job. We have regular jobs. Ho.
He also has like 6 jobs.
I don't care. What that got to do with me?
No, what I mean by that is that, like,
you get to make the schedule. You're the boss. People
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I know his brain be jumping around here, there, and everywhere, but y'all, we gotta work tomorrow. Like, we gotta clock in. So I digress. But how's everybody doing? Very fun times here. Dani, how are you?
I'm shitty. I enjoyed Dynamite greatly. I was telling Lyric, I went to the gym earlier, and sometimes you go to the gym and then you feel better because you're like, oh, I went to the gym. I feel so much fucking worse. Like, you just ruined my whole mood. And it's literally like, they were like, yeah, it's gonna be about 300 squats today. I already have. I don't need that.
Are you training for something?
Yeah, World War III at this point.
I've decided that I'm just the weakest link.
See, I just I need for World War III to come in the form of like the Big Brother house. Like, how can I manipulate people?
Can you imagine if there was like a United Nations influencer house, like a Big Brother house like that?
Oh my God. Yes. We would be great.
Would you be our representative?
Yes. Oh my God, guys. This is how we gain political capital. Anyway, Dynamite was great. But let's wait.
You know what?
Let's set our yap timer.
Oh yes, so guys, we love you, love you and all, but because we're starting so late, we are putting ourselves on a yap timer. We said 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on a yap timer for 30 minutes. Where's my phone? Do I have my?
I got it.
Oh, okay, that is kind of important though. I do need my phone. BRB.
Oh, okay. Anyway, hey, let's tea, y'all. Dynamite was so fun. It does not feel like it's been 5 years. Like, you look back on it and like it's been a lot of shit. Like, there's been some real crazy moments from Dynamite that we just like completely space out about. Like, sometimes, like I was reminiscing and reading people's like tweets about like their favorite Dynamite moments, and it was just funny because I completely forgot that happened.
Like, no, literally today when people kept like posting, not even just the moments, I think matches too, because I did this thread of like my favorite Dynamite matches, and then people started like talking about all these other matches. I was like, yeah, this too. I said, yeah.
Good boy. I did like it.
And that reminds me too of just like, we take a lot of things for granted. Like, there's a lot of matches I said, wow, we got that on TV. That
crazy. Especially like oh my God, I just spat everywhere. But especially like the early days of Dynamite, like they was just throwing crazy shit on there. Like Dynamite 1 has Hangman versus Pac.
Yes.
That's crazy.
I rewatched that whole episode today as like background noise. Yeah. It's they've come so far production wise. There used to be like just dead silence.
Not if you ask me.
What? No, but seriously, like from that first episode, they used to have like just dead silence in so many spots. It's like the commentators don't know what to do. Like nobody knows what to do. It's just like, and then like even like
that's where I come in. Yeah.
Even like the entrances were like so weird. Like Pac's entrance, before they started doing like the whole following the camera and everything. Like it was just him just walking out wet and just. Bitch. Even like Hangman's entrance didn't really have aura yet. Like it's just it was there like but it was crazy though of just like Kenny Omega had never been on national TV before. He comes out to save Riho from Nyla Rose. Big pop. Biggest pop of the night. I said, that's what I'm talking about. That's a real aura. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Ye will never be built like him. Never. And I will say, Dynamite was really good tonight. But I think that in my head, I convinced myself delusionally. I just knew he was coming. Like, y'all don't understand. So the fact that he didn't, it just kind of like soured.
Wait, no. We gotta save this because I need to go in. So let's talk about what did happen tonight.
Oh,
and then I'll have my moment.
Before we start on that, yes, but before we start on that, I think there's something a really big elephant in the room. Before we start talking about
for everybody that worked there,
guys. So AEW, I know it's going to be hard. I'm holding your hands while I say this, but they're not dying. They're not dead yet.
Now, if they don't get Daniel Garcia to resign, I will be the death of AEW.
Real. But they have been renewed.
That deal don't mean shit to me.
TBS and TNT. And will now be streaming on Max.
You know what? I just gotta say, right? Like, I'm gonna be half serious for half a second, then I'm gonna have my fun. A lot of people did not, for some reason, did not see this coming. Anyone with common sense have an understanding that TBS and all of them and Warner Brothers were incredibly satisfied with the product. Like, it should not have been a surprise to anybody that they got this incredible deal. But it was to some people. AEW, whether you enjoy the product or not, employs more individuals within the industry and allows people to provide for their families. To be sitting up here hoping, wishing, and praying that a company dies and that all these people lose their jobs, you look fucking stupid, you look fucking greedy, and I hate you. Now, that was the serious part, I guess. Now, let me pop my shit for a second, all right? Let me see. Jim Cornette, suck my dick. Eric Bischoff, suck my dick. that nigga on Twitter that just be talking about, oh, death to AEW, suck my dick. Nobody in all of Oz, no wizard that there is or was, bitch, is ever going to bring them down. Y'all had nothing to do with this shit. You not touching it. Fuck you.
Focus in school, in the barbershop, talk about some AEW ain't this, AEW ain't that, Tony Khan ain't this, Tony Khan ain't that. Shut the shit.
Y'all niggas ain't on shit.
Hey, listen, I want you to know, put the word out that we back up. I don't want to hear all that. Big Max pussy boy. Guess what? 100 million subscribers worldwide. It's in y'all stomach. Don't run. Don't run.
Feel these strokes, baby.
Shots. What they want. Shots. What we need. Don't run from it. And for all you musty, crusty, dusty, busted bitches who has called me everything but a child of God over the last 5 years, I will hope that it's cold, dark, and damp in your mother's basement tonight. And for all never mind, I'm not gonna say that. I went too hard. I was about to.
No, I can keep going. I hope a lot of you hoes.
For all you guys, for all you hoes who be staying 4 to a room at WrestleMania and be flapping off at the guns on Twitter, I see it's gonna be a real winter. It's gonna be a cold winter.
And baby, look, I know it's the second. I know rent was just due. Keep those tweets in the draft, you dumb fuck. Ain't shit you can say about it.
Somebody's whole
Now, what
income
I will say,
stream was ruined tonight. Somebody's whole income stream was ruined tonight. Somebody couldn't pay their bills tonight because this news. And here's the thing,
brother, when I catch them,
when they said that there's an income gap and that
we are
AEW
not
had
making
the
our gap
highest.
timer. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're not. When
Go
they
ahead. Go ahead.
said the report came out, the demographics report said that AEW had fans had the highest income out of all wrestling fans. It made sense because let's just be real, it's very expensive to be an AEW fan compared to other products. You have to pay for everything. And now, especially since the pay-per-view schedule has expanded, yes, this is not no $4.99 a month. It's not. And yet, the girls come out. And yet, the girls spend coins. And yet, Dani, do you be staying for to a room at a pay-per-view? Weekends? Do you stay for to a room? I know. Y'all be easy. I don't know. The bills is paid on this side.
Now, what I will say, right? All this keeping in mind, we're not here to dick ride any company or any billionaire. Billionaires are not our friends. Corporations are not our friends. The reason we are tonight is because AEW attracts a certain kind of fan and attracts a certain kind of hater. And historically, what we have been experiencing, just as people that enjoy the product, is actually fucking insane. So the company's wins are not necessarily our wins, but it does make it a whole lot easier to enjoy AEW when I ain't got to be in the trenches talking about hours and ratings and shit. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I would like to say any win for Kenny Omega is a win for me. If Kenny Omega is winning, I'm winning. And I will say that.
But we're gonna take
any company that Kenny Omega is employed to is my favorite company in the world.
I'm seated right there, babe. I'm seated right there. I'm so seated, my ass hurts. I'm not moving.
Hangman Page is the greatest company on earth. If those terms ever change, I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
I'm morally flexible. Taking my talents to South Beach. Okay. Again, AEW. Now that you're rich, now that everybody got their money, give me some.
Yeah, start paying us for our ideas.
Give me some. Who? No, dead ass. Because some of this shit look real familiar.
There's a lot of female-led podcasts in the AEW space who have contributed on a lot of ideas with very little credit. And that's the truth. Anybody who watches these podcasts know. And I'm going to leave it there.
So, we are going to
rob you. That's not just ours. That's not just ours.
No. But we are going to rob you. So, keep that in mind. Prepare as you need to. Because you going to get you some, I'm going to give me some.
Absolutely. And there was a lot of rich people on TV tonight.
You know what? No, yes. And that's a great point. Yeah. The day we get crop tops and I don't get a cut is when y'all for real know.
Yeah.
That's when you really know.
Be pastel either.
If we get some pastel crop tops, I'm gonna light this bitch up. You thought I was wearing a turtleneck? That's insane. I'm not Christian Cage. Although, it's not great optics. This is for the Cotton Bowl. I just realized, I could have avoided that. Anyway.
Bro, I'm sorry. I just saw a tweet. It said Matthew Jackson stand like he's pregnant with the arch back and everything. Man,
please.
Yo,
please.
So bad.
Well, all these bitches are sons.
Oh, somebody asked if I was impacted by the hurricane. Yes. I didn't have power for 2 days. I had to relocate for a bit, but luckily, I didn't have too much, really any damage or anything, but other places in my state have been hit really hard. I have some friends in other part of the state who still don't have power and still haven't been able to go back home. And then there's some people who weren't able to leave at all because whole bridges were destroyed, like whole roads caved in. Like it's so bad. And I think what's happening here in the South, like that's just South Carolina. North Carolina got hit like crazy, like Asheville.
Yeah,
it's nuts. And like I even went to North Carolina for shelter, and even like it was scary even going across these bridges, because like you have the water, the rivers rose so high, they're directly underneath the bridge. Like I'm mere inches away from flooding and killing us all. I didn't mean to be so dramatic. I didn't mean to be so dramatic. Then you have fuck ass Clemson. No. Then you have fuck ass Clemson completely ignored the state of emergency order to have a homecoming game. They've been getting dragged from the Ruta to the Tuta. Not Ruta.
as if they got something to play for.
This is not
Girl,
5 years ago. You're not
you're not nothing anyways.
You ain't nobody.
Risking people's life to see you do nothing. Girl,
do a bunch of nothing.
Anyway.
Do a bunch of nothing. You like South Carolina had like USC had a bye week, so there was no game. But
I didn't have a bye week. I had a fantastic week.
I have a question. So why do you root for Bama? We're so off topic, but I did want to ask that because I know you didn't go there.
I did not go there. Okay. So I have been an Alabama fan since I was 7 years old. And the honest truth is I grew up in the Midwest, but neither one of my parents went to like big state schools.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Alex Morgan play soccer, and then that game ended and it went to an ESPN 30 for 30 about the Bama Auburn rivalry. And I'm a sick person. Somebody poisoned the Auburn trees, and I said, "Yeah, that's real hatred. That's what I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of something that means something."
I like that.
So,
it means more. You know?
It just means more. And then I was like, "Well, Roll Tide is so much fun to say." And then I wrote my 5th grade hero report on AJ McCarron, of all people, and my friends and family.
I was gonna say, huh?
No, the quarterback at the time, who wasn't even he didn't turn out to be anything. But my friends and family were like, "Oh, Danielle, you're gonna write about like your mom or your dad?" I said, "No, I'm gonna write about AJ McCarron." And ever since then, I've been in the trenches. I didn't go there. I wish I did.
Did you apply?
I didn't actually.
What?
But that's a whole nother story. It's 20 minutes in, we haven't started talking about the thing.
No, we got some coins. Hey.
Oh my God. Hi.
Hi, Bam said my boat wasn't here tonight, but I feel the return coming. I feel it too. Yay, blah, blah, blah. Okada, see you at All in Texas. I agree. I'm hoping to finally see the private party push. Belt them. Yes.
You didn't lie once. Here.
You ain't lie one bit, and you came with the coins. I like that.
You want to be our best friends?
Yes.
I'm gonna get back to my goat in a second. I'm gonna get back to my goat. We will circle back. Everything else is a 10 out of 10. Private party. If private party gonna get them belts, we're gonna need the shots back. I'm gonna need the shots back.
Yeah, and I want the stanchions and I want cheesecake.
Yeah.
Like that. They had the perfect entrance. We didn't need to really. I know they're trying to do a new era, and that's cool.
I don't want that.
Whatever. But
we should have done like focus groups. You see, people don't respond to that.
We need to do some testing. But well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go ahead and get into the show. We kick off with Osprey versus Ricochet. What were your thoughts?
I had a lot of thoughts. This I tweeted, but this scratched my brain so well.
You know,
like in it, you know. And again, as someone who has watched a lot of Osprey matches, and has seen all of the previous matchups between the two, I was really intrigued to see how this would look in 2024, and it was phenomenal. It's exactly what I was expecting. I loved it. I don't care what nobody said. Oh, that flippy shit. I wanted it all. Give it to me. What I will say is, I think athletically, that they are almost, you know what, Dan, I was going to kind of say, they athletically, that they are pretty equally matched in what they're capable of athletically. I did think that in this match, though, you saw why Ospreay is considered the best in the world, and maybe why Ricochet isn't.
Yes, I agree. I think that here's how do I say this? There are some things that I saw Will Ospreay struggle with that I'd never seen him struggle with before. That leads me to think that he was doing it on purpose to keep up with his opponent's pace. I think that if we revisit this match 6 months from now, I think it would be a lot closer to what we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Ricochet is still very much unlearning a lot of the isms he picked up.
Yeah.
Over
like
the last
it wasn't, I don't want it to come across as like, oh, you know, whatever. If you had never seen their previous matchups, you know, or you were just tuning in and seeing this, like it was probably like I was sitting there watching with my mom. My mom don't really watch this shit. She was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing,
that was great."
amazing.
Yeah.
It was, and it
was great, and they just thought
incredibly entertaining.
That was the best they could do.
Exactly. It was incredibly entertaining. It is not the best that I've ever seen those two compete. And I don't even think it's a matter of, you know, because like with age, people are like, oh, is it this, is it that, or whatever. I don't even think it's a matter of that. Like I said, I think today was a display of two people with incredible skill sets, and incredibly high level talents. And one is the best in the world. So if you have you have almost everything, he has everything, and you know
what I think another thing too of is they are obviously both physically bigger than they were back then. However, I think Ospreay is much more accustomed to wrestling as a heavyweight, even with his junior heavyweight tendencies. I think that in WWE, Ricochet was still very much so kind of pilled as almost this cruiserweight guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in AEW, he's expected to be a heavyweight. Like you're expected to do what they do, plus your flippy shit, you know? You like this isn't just flippy shit, cool tricks. Like, and I think that's also the misconception I think about Will Ospreay. He is a dangerously amazing athlete, but he's also has an extremely high in-ring IQ. He's also gained a lot of muscle. He can do power very, very well. And
his versatility is he doesn't get enough credit for his versatility in 2024. And we typically see more of that versatility from Ospreay even than we saw tonight.
Correct.
The pacing, the pacing was okay. The timing was a little bit off on some things, but I still really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna sit up here and like, you know,
no, yeah, it was super enjoyable.
I had fun. Because to me, this show was this AEW's 5-year. I was just looking to have fun. I was looking to celebrate the fact that the company's still around, and that it's doing well. And then honestly, we're not dead yet for his present. But I had Chloe, I think that in rewatching it, I think it'll be interesting to kind of see maybe how I feel a second time.
I think I need to rewatch every card, to be quite honest, except for one.
2. But but then guess who came out, guys? Actually, also the finish, the first finish.
Talk about that foolish fucking fall. The draw.
I liked it, actually.
Here's the thing. It took, because of the slow pace, it took too long to set up. And like you could literally see Ospreay trying to get his own shoulders down. I think that was the part that was like more frustrating. If it kind of happened a little bit more naturally and they just kind of like fell into place more naturally, I would have been down. I think I would have been down for it. But by then I'm just like, come on.
Sorry, go ahead.
That was
my
it.
thing was more so I had a sneaking suspicion that they were going to go to a time limit draw. And I've said before on the show, I hate time limit draws. I think that they're a cheap means to an end. I don't think that they do a lot for anybody involved besides, with the one glaring exception, the first one.
Yeah.
So I think, since in my head I was expecting a time limit draw and we got something else, I was, I
Okay.
was satisfied with that. I didn't hate it, because I thought, Ricochet, it's probably too early for him to lose clean. Osprey's not dropping the belt to this bald man that just came in here. And then look, Takeshita came out, and I don't
Yeah.
think for as much as they were trying to hype up the result of the match, I don't think it mattered. I don't think that the result of this match was going to have a dramatic influence on the company regardless. Even if Ricochet won, which he was never going to do, Osprey was still going to be Osprey. Osprey was still going to be in everything, everywhere. The positioning of everything, of nothing would
It wasn't gonna
change. So
change.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't care.
I agree. And also too, of just like you had to know going into it, this was not going to be their last match or encounter.
No.
They're going to drag. Like, here's the thing: Osprey is the one who lured Ricochet to the company.
That's why Ricochet's here.
They're going to drag this out.
That's why he's here.
Like, can we talk about how crazy that is? Osprey tweeted one day and said, "I don't like how they treat you," and Ricochet said, "Yeah, yeah."
You know what, guys? That just goes to prove that, despite what anybody says, don't shut the fuck up on Twitter. All right,
Bro,
just
well,
keep
Osprey
yapping.
I told
He's
you,
just like me.
I said by this time next year, wrestling between Swerve and Osprey, they can't shut up. They have told all their friends, "Yeah, come over here. The water's fine." AEW is going to be so black and so British by this time next year. We just going to be saying bruv and the N-word
unrecognizable.
back to
Bro, nigga.
Beans and toast, nigga. Yeah.
What did you just call me?
Somebody said Michael Woo! Woo! Jesus.
Bam.
Yes.
Said, I feel like Ricochet been saving himself. I think we get more in the three-way they set up. Yeah. So I guess it's time for him to move up the ladder. Yeah, they definitely got more. They got more in the chamber for sure.
Hey man,
because
big
we saw a really interesting match. They're both athletically capable of a lot more than what they showed tonight. And so Mon's Not Hot is crazy. Three-way, gotta be honest. I don't really give a fuck.
One that's 3 quick mops.
Minus one, that's 3 quick mops.
Smoke trees.
You know what I don't? You know what? Look, I will say this. I have no respect for British rappers. None. Because I don't know. In my head, right? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is like the St. Louis equivalent of England? Like, where are you from, nigga? You know?
They're from the council estates. That's their version of like the projects.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? Like, not to be American, we get down
Osprey
differently.
said Essex is the hood.
What I mean.
Osprey said Essex is the hood.
But your hood and my hood are not the same. Like, it's not the same. Like, it's not.
They be with the real stabbers, real shankers.
I'm like, yeah, but you gotta get close to somebody to stab them, though.
Real shankers, but doesn't that make them even more dangerous? They get in your face with it.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I'm just fucking with you. No, that's not the hood, man.
It's hard for me to fear the British.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't feared the British since 1776, respectfully.
13 colony league. Come on.
You know,
pussy ass nigga.
How you blow a 201 lead? Oh my god! Oh please. Somebody asked the Okada Takeshita tea is y'all.
We're drinking your tea in the harbor. Sorry.
All right. The Okada Takeshita tease y'all think is going on. We see double belted Takeshita. Actually, I think that they teased it just so like to put it in our brains for a little bit. Like they just wanted to go in our brains a little bit, and we gonna fully get into it during Continental Classic. That's how I feel about the Okada Takeshita stuff because that should be the final.
Yes,
Takeshita should win the Continental Classic.
100%.
So I
And
never
think it
really
will be.
expect them
And
to say right now.
I don't know. I think that the three-way to me is honestly like pretty inconsequential. Like I don't care. I wish I cared, and y'all know I care about everything Takeshita do.
Unless
The three-way
Takeshita
will
wins, I
be
don't care.
good. But
Yeah.
I don't think that he will because your feud is Takeshita and Ospreay. That's your feud. Ricochet is here as an additional third piece. But what have we been talking about since before that bald man got here? It was them two and the Don Callis family, and could they coexist and like whatever. So I don't think that you're going to have the belt change in a three-way like that because I don't think it's realistic the possibility that Ricochet's actually going to win. You got to get your one-on-one.
If Kyle Fletcher turns, it makes it'll happen. I think that's the real wild card. If Kyle Fletcher turns, especially after like all this stuff, because clearly what we're heading towards next week is especially since Takeshita attacked Ospreay. Ospreay is going to have a confrontation with Kyle Fletcher about the Don Callis family, about like, hey dude, bro, why didn't you have my back? Like, what's going on with the family? Yada yada yada. And then we're going to have like Takeshita, not Takeshita. Kyle Fletcher and Yuta are like in the same position in two different storylines right now. Like he's going to be the defining factor of he's either going to cost Ospreay the title or he's just going to lead the Don Callis family at Wrestle Dream. That's what I think. But like I said, if Takeshita don't win, I don't really care. But I just don't want him getting pinned.
He's not getting pinned. I have a plan. He's not getting pinned.
Yeah, Billy or Ricochet, one of y'all shoulders to the mat. I don't know what to tell you.
You can flip a coin. I don't give a fuck who it is, but
take that. Hey, bro, Takeshita ran. And also, I just want to say Takeshita, he came through that damn elbow. I said, oh, like, I made sounds that I shouldn't be making.
I said, wow. Hey, louder than everyone else.
Giggity, giggity.
He is so fucking fine. And I
those
just
arms,
don't like
those arms. Those arms. Oh my god!
I'm like, I needed to be alone with that.
That's what I said. I'm gonna have to rewatch the show. Everybody, I know, like everybody looked good tonight. Mostly everybody wrestled good. Mostly. The men today. The men.
We're gonna have to talk about the Cowboy too, because god damn. But anyway. But I digress.
I'm sorry. Anyway, what do we do after that? Oh, actually, we started off with a
That's the half-hour timer.
Well,
by the way.
Let's shoot for midnight. Let's shoot to be done by midnight. But we actually started the show with the BCC and Pac, and Pac fits in with this group like a glove. I will say I like that little eerie, scary music that they be doing at the beginning. If you had a choice, Hangman or Takeshita, you must choose your man. You need to choose a gun. How about that?
If I had I was gonna say something. Do I want this on my permanent internet footprint?
I know what you're gonna say, sister. And I agree with you, but we can't say that here. We can't do that here. This is supposed to be a classy party. But I just want you to know I sees it and I understand you. We get together. I said, you don't own one. You might need to get one. You talking crazy like that. Don't be talking crazy like that. This is Barbie land. This is Barbie land. You don't give us no ultimatums like that. I'll top that Kenny Hangman Takeshita, or I choose.
And my answer is the same.
I choose or. How about that?
I choose and.
And all
All elite wrestling.
boom, and there it is.
Both meet in the middle, dance all night. You're right, Chloe.
You could be both.
Anyways.
Me in the middle dance. Chloe, exactly.
It's supposed to be classy party.
Anyway, after that, we went to our glorious CEO. Mercedes is back. Love the wig, by the way. She did a little video package of her best Dynamite moments, and then we had MVP, y'all. AEW is getting downright. Wait, no, I'm not. No, I can't see. I was on a roll.
Freak Nick.
It's getting really black out here. It's like it's getting so black to the point where I know somebody finna start saying something soon. Like it's getting so black to the point to where I feel like
we can't be the only ones.
The actual black fans, we got to start getting our talking points prepared, because they about to start talking crazy. Because especially after this TV deal, when you can't win, all they do is they just start letting slurs fly. That's it. It's about to get so nasty, and they're gonna blame the blacks.
But here, right? I am so satisfied by it, because you know what the reality is, like, this might be controversial, right? I will say I still watch WWE sometimes, and I have noticed, just as a sociologist, some tendencies amongst the booking of I won't even say of Black individuals, I will say of Latinx individuals, and that they seem to be only in group with themselves and only fighting each other for lengthy periods of time. So I also could see how if you're a Black person watching AEW right now, you're like, damn, all the niggas grouping up. But I would argue it's different.
Man, this is your third time sending us money. Thank you. We might have to promote you.
You want my kidney or something?
Yeah, we might have to promote
anyway. Yeah, thank you. Who do we want our CEO to feud with in AEW next? Jamie Hayter.
No, not for me. I think it's too soon, because I don't think Jamie should lose.
How you gonna say no to my opinion?
I said not for me. I just said not for me. Who do I want to see Mercedes with next? Honestly, it don't look like it, but I would have loved to see her versus the Queen. I wanted to see her versus Aminata. But you want to know who I really want her to see? I want her to see wrestle next, though. And this won't be a feud, but because we're going to Wrestle Dream, I want to see her bring somebody like from Japan over. I want to see like a legend. I want to see either Aja Kong, Meiko Satomura, or I want to see Dump Matsumoto. That's what I want. Thank you. But continue about AEW being Black.
Nigga shit. Real nigga shit.
Literally. Quite literally.
And here's my thing, right? Now AEW got all this money, and WWE took that Megan song as a new theme. AEW, you need a song, right? Like, what can we do? My first thought is took her to the O.
All right. Hell no. Hell no. No King Von, but I do like we need to stay in this Chicago neighborhood. But
okay.
I would like maybe a little bit of Chief Keef.
Tomato.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You know what we should do?
I don't know.
We should do Back in Blood. Bitch, I got my own fight. I don't need some curtain.
That was my number one played song last year.
Pooh Shiesty, that's my dog. But Pooh, you know I'm really shiesty.
Yeah, guys, it's just gonna get worse every week. It's spreading.
It's gonna be crazy.
The niggatry will infect it all.
that kickback at All In weekend is gonna be crazy. Because I feel like I'm gonna step directly from like a scrum and go like directly to like shaking my dreads outside. It's gonna be crazy.
You have to. Daniel Garcia, we got a spot for you. Look.
Hey, wow, it's getting. I said MVP building Black Wall Street, rebuilding Black Wall Street.
Yeah, but
it's getting it's a lot, y'all. I don't even think, I think until when people kept popping up tonight, I said it's a lot of things on here. Even when Stokely was looking at Private Party backstage, I said, wow. I said it's so many.
Everybody gonna have to pick one, right? You partying, you swerving, or you hurting.
And everybody's on like different stories too, which is cool. And I think I love that. Like we saw so much Black talent on TV tonight, and they are all doing different things. And I think like that's cool of just like not pigeonholing everybody in the same thing.
What is a pigeonhole?
A hole made by a pigeon.
The pigeons make holes more than other birds? Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, this getting really colored.
Okay. You could have gone with any word.
I forgot all of my synonyms for Black except for like the N-word. And like I feel like I've maxed my quota for tonight.
Really? I feel like we haven't said it that much. We said it probably just as much as Triple H does in never mind. Never mind. Sorry. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Jump.
But yes. So do you like? Here's the thing. I'm intrigued about Mercedes getting a manager. I think MVP would be the perfect person for her if she does have a manager. I think that she needs something, a little oomph, and I think this is it. We established a few weeks ago. Lyric was, come on, man. All right.
I told y'all don't like. See, that's the problem. You don't listen to Black women. That's what it comes down to.
I am a Black woman. You dumb fuck.
Yeah, but you were also, there storming the Capitol with your rich friends.
I am poor, and also, do you know? Especially me. Do you see my hair? They would have.
No, that's how you know I'm poor. Hold on.
They would. Anyway, after that, we had Hangman beating on the guns backstage. He knocked Colton Gunn back into catering.
I also want to say really quick, me and Austin Gunn got beef now.
Yeah,
because I asked. He said that they got their stuff from Target's women's section, and I said, "Do you guys think he's lying?" And he said, "No, I'm not lying. But they're literally all out of stock in the whole fucking world."
He told you that they made them. I don't think he told you could go get one right now.
All men do is lie.
Well, yes, that is correct. Laurent said, Mercedes. Thank you. We do appreciate you. Y'all are showing so much love tonight. Mercedes needs a character change. It's Dynamite 5th anniversary. You know, everybody's saying 5. The net word of the day is
Happy anniversary.
5. Mercedes needs a character change. I want to see her be more serious, but I think she turns MVP down and he turns to Athena instead. I don't see that. I think she needs to say. She needs to tell him yes. I think
it makes sense.
I think he could help her be more serious too. And I think also, I don't think Athena needs a manager. I think she just needs freedom when she gets on TV. Like Athena's already proved that not only can she create her own story, she can lead, and she can lead a locker room. She can lead a faction. Look at what she did, with Lexi and Billy. Athena just needs the platform at this point. all of her issues that existed, I would say, when she first got to AEW, as far as her as a talker, as far as her connected with crowds, she's fixed all of those
Rectified,
issues.
baby.
Yeah, and
my girl up.
My sister just need to fly. They just need to fly. And the thing is, Athena is coming. That's why at this point, I'm not even entertaining no like, oh, where's Athena? We know Athena's coming. The fact that she was at that All In Texas press conference, that's proof. Athena's coming. But Athena will be on Ring of Honor at minimum until middle of December. That's when Final Battle is. She will be wrestling Billy Starks. We know this.
And
So.
Doug, I agree that if anybody can help Mercedes on the mic, and like you said, be more convincing, be more serious. Because MVP came in and he started talking to Nana crazy. Like he said, he not playing. He was like, "You sitting up here letting these people throw you around."
No, we gotta say it because he is talking about this.
You know? Everybody named Mama running over you. He just blew up your house. You over here dancing, shucking and jiving and shit. So MVP is, if the CEO's gonna be with MVP, it's gonna get serious.
I think also too of just like, how do I say it? The formula that they were trying to create with Jade can actually be successful with Mercedes. Like you have to think when Jade, they gave her a lawyer, a manager, 3 people in a faction, but she just wasn't the wrestler to hold it all together. Mercedes is. Like Mercedes, Money Corp. The thing is, I look at her of like, if she gets with MVP, we're looking kind of at like a female Roman Reigns in the sense of she shows up when she wants to, she wrestles when she wants to, she knows she's a draw, but she has her advocate, her wise man, and it's MVP. Can you be serious for 2 seconds? We are trying to talk about big business.
Sorry. Yeah. Capitalism got you. Yeah.
Listen, people always say like I all right. What time is it, man? Okay, we're doing it. Moving along.
Yeah, I'm blinking twice. Lyric gonna beat my ass.
I don't even want to talk about what happened after that. Also, I just want you to know,
yeah,
Chris Jericho, you will fall. Chris Jericho, I got your competition on the phone. You
and Pittsburgh
will crumble.
Pittsburgh, I don't know what the hell y'all thought y'all was doing. Because why are you entertaining this? This nigga said, hi guys. They said, well, hi, Chris.
He said, I'm responsible for AEW existing and being on TBS TNT. That part is true. However, this is my problem with Chris Jericho, right? Chris Jericho is like the person who always has to be the family spokesperson. I feel like every family has that one person who always has that person who just has to be the spokesperson. So they feel like they always have to speak it on behalf of the family. This is this. Whenever something bad happened, they're the first person on Facebook. They always feel like they have to inform everybody about everything. They think that don't shit run until it go through them. Chris Jericho, since this company's inception has felt like the company spokesperson. And even in the most tacky of times, I remember when Jay Briscoe died, Chris Jericho was like, yeah, y'all don't even know. It's so much worse than you already know. Now, who asked you?
Nobody talking to you. And Chloe, I think that's a great point. Chris Jericho, you ain't nobody Christian Cage, and you want to be so bad. You want to be so bad. Christian Cage is beloved. Christian Cage is widely, beloved. We look forward to seeing him on our screens. That is father. Chris Jericho is, never mind. I was
And
going to show
also
restraint.
too of just
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Yeah, Lyric, no, you summoned him. Because you sat up here last week and you said, I like Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho's great. He's the GOAT.
that
He's
is
my
not
favorite
what I
ever.
said.
I wish
What
I
did
was
I
there with him
actually?
that day to
What
storm
did
the
I
Capitol.
actually say? All right, Danny. What did I actually say?
That's what I remember.
What did I
That's
actually?
what I remember.
What
I
Lyric said
told you and I remembered. I don't know.
was up until about, I would say, until everything through about 2022, I enjoyed from Chris Jericho's run. I was a Chris Jericho fan growing up. I admitted that. I like the Ring of Honor World Championship reign, and I liked his AEW World Championship reign. But I have been very honest about the fact the last 2 years have been ass. And especially, and if I liked him before, that definitely went away after that Golden Jet shit, because you can say whatever y'all want about me, but I have never not stepped about Ken Jerome Omega. You call me whatever you want. No, you didn't lie about that, me praising the 2022. I didn't summon him, though. This shit is ass.
No. Yes, you did. Yes, you
Don't
did.
blame me for that. But yeah, I don't even play like that, y'all. It was the ring was.
I was a Y2J girl.
He was wrestling, y'all. He was wrestling Ishii and Bandito back to back. I'm sorry. It was hard. It was. But this is not. It's
Right.
nowhere close.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
But get him away from Mark Briscoe, though.
I didn't mean about you. I meant about Chris Jericho. I was agreeing with you. I didn't mean about you. I meant about him.
No, I was talking about him. I said get him away from Mark Briscoe, though.
Oh, okay.
I said, yeah.
Okay. Guys, you see what Chris Jericho does?
Dividing. We just talked about uniting niggas, and now he dividing them. We just talked.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris
you
Jericho.
See how quickly he gets in your mind? He fucks you up.
Chris Jericho's last legitimately great match was probably the concession stand brawl that he had when Roddy Strong first debuted at the beginning of 2023. That match was really good.
I didn't like that.
Okay, well, and I do think that the match he had in Japan at DDT Ultimate Party was really good. I just don't like that Takeshita lost. Takeshita should never be losing to an AEW talent in Japan. That was stupid. That shouldn't have happened. Yeah, he did follow that one with the worst match, bro. That match with Adam Cole at Double or Nothing last year was ass. Like, I'm talking about booty butt cheeks. Terrible. It was long and awful. I think it was wasn't it a hardcore match too? That's when I realized Adam Cole should never be a hardcore stipulation.
Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we're on a Yap limit. That's too much time on Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that's too much. But free Mark Briscoe though. Anyway, after that,
he need a knife.
It was that time we had Hangman. Hangman. And something that you always you stole him from me. I envy you now. I went straight to the next song. Anyway, this was amazing. Angry Hangman versus Juice Crazy Ass. Lovely. Dan, the man you chose over Takeshita, hey, all my bitches love me, and I love all them. Okay, I love them all. All right, this is an equal household, equal opportunity.
My love for Takeshita. See, I was gonna say my love for Takeshita and Hangman are it's completely different. I can't explain it to you guys. Like, they're not in competition with one another. I standing like can
Your Wi-Fi will whoop your ass.
hello.
Sister.
I
Yeah,
love
your
Hangman because
Wi-Fi.
that is a long-standing commitment.
Oh, sister.
Should I just kill myself?
Oh, we can hear you again. Yikes, we heard that. Mhm. We heard that. Oh, who thought this was a classy party?
How much did we hear? Too late. I'm like, how much did we hear? Okay, so yeah, Love for Hangman is like a long-standing Romeo and Juliet kind of love. Like, makes no sense, shouldn't work out, but baby, it. My love for Konosuke Takeshita is it's new. But
It's a raging
deeper than
inferno.
you felt before. It's a raging inferno. Hangman's like your high school sweetheart, and Takeshita's the guy that breaks your heart in college. That's what it is.
So who is Kenny Omega?
Kenny Omega is the overarching good best friends to lovers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Kenny Omega is. Kenny Omega is there when you meet your childhood sweetheart. He's there when you meet the guy in college. And he's there after both of them have cycled in and out and done you wrong, and you shouldn't love either one of them anymore. He is always there for you.
Actually, Kenny Omega is he's the crux that makes a triangle work. He's my favorite, and he's the other men's favorite too. Hey, I'm saying
exactly.
He's everybody else's favorite too. He's all of our favorite. Exactly. It's just like he's our favorite. Like
he's how we're all connected. You feel me? He's how we're all connected.
If these men were all in challengers, Kenny Omega would be Tashi Duncan. I'm gonna leave it there.
Yes. So you said Kenny is the one that makes sure you eat every day. Yes, the provider, the mainstay of the family.
These comments are crazy.
The mainstay of the family.
Yeah, no, I will say Kenny's also he's also like that because he makes it clear to you that he might love you, but he will love nobody more than Kota Ibushi. So you're always going to be at least number 2,
which is fine because I feel this. I'll never love myself as much as I love Kota Ibushi, so that's okay. That's okay. You guys don't need to understand how our little love hexagon works, okay?
You don't need
what works for my family. Works for my family. Works for us, okay?
Listen, geometry it has to make sense to me. And listen, I aced geometry in school. I know how shapes work. I did. Geometry is one of the only math classes I got above a 90 in, finished in.
It was the only class I ever got below a 90 in any subject. And it was the only class in my entire academic career where I considered cheating.
Oh, okay. Kenny Omega. Yes. Thank you, Dan.
But this isn't even our Kenny Omega segment. You gotta give me time. Let's get through the rest of it. Hangman and Juice, a super fun match. It was kind of exactly what you expected this match to be, which was hectic, chaotic, but super fun.
You did this for free, but I have to put this up there. This is real. Kenny Omega's everyone long-standing situation based on the film. Get it.
Wait, I'm taking a picture. That's so real. Is this why people watch the show? What is this?
That's the one. You get it.
You're right, Chloe.
Correct.
You're right, Chloe. Yeah. And then after the Hangman Juice match, this was one of my favorite matches tonight. I actually liked it more than I liked Ricochet and Ospreay, but I liked that a lot. Oh,
Me too.
Wait, no, wait. Jalen said we skip the Darby promo. We can't skip the Darby promo. I have to say this.
Please say this.
There have been long-standing jokes about Cody Rhodes thinking he's a civil rights leader, Cody Luther King, all that. We all are familiar. What we didn't know was that among us, there's a icon who I snuck up on us out of nowhere. Because Darby's sitting up there talking about when I was sitting in the back of the bus, they were being so mean to me. And I said, hey, you stop being mean to me. I said, you get it, Darby Parks. You get it, girl. Stand your ground. Stand your ground.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up Cody because Cody said,
wasn't, even if that's the story. Go ahead.
I'm glad you brought up Cody. Cody did an interview.
Go ahead.
Earlier this week, and I think I have Cody muted, but I saw it by accident or something. And the quote was like, he said, I believe in Darby, and I think that Darby could really be the face of the company, but he has to stop doing stuff like the stuff that he does, like getting hit by buses and stuff, because that's not reliable. Nobody's going to see him as reliable to be face of the company. I think that's part of the appeal. The appeal of Darby is the fact that he does get hit by buses and he does get hit.
He might go get hit by a bus.
And he still shows up. He's still, y'all, this motherfucker was literally his
That
face
is the
was
real
broken.
commitment that our ancestors demonstrated in the 1960s.
He did anarchy in the arena with his face looked like a pin cushion. Like, I do think, and that's how maybe I realized that Cody and AEW not working out was the best thing probably for both of them, because I think like
absolutely
that makes sense.
He don't get it.
Darby could never be, the face of WWE, but because Darby is who he is, that's why he is who he is in AEW. And so like, I just thought that was so interesting that he said that, because like that's the appeal. And also, when has Darby never not been dependable? Even after getting hit by the bus, breaking the foot.
He got hit by a bus and clocked in. He got hit by a bus and they said, Darby, we need you bad. And this bitch showed up. They said, Darby, we need a big spot.
No, that's
we
not
hang you upside down by your feet and leave your ass there.
Dani, that's not the story. We have to remember, Darby was not asked to be an Anarchy in the arena. He thought Tony Khan himself.
Y'all need some.
He said he thought Eddie Kingston went down. He said, "Hey, y'all need me. Y'all need me." He said, "Hey, y'all need me to clock in. Y'all show."
Because I can't if you need me to.
He volunteered.
I'm gonna call right now.
Darby be going on that. When Darby went on that skateboarded shit, and Tony Hawk told him he's crazy. When Tony Hawk look at you and say, "You too crazy for him,"
is he gonna still try to climb Everest, or
yes,
will he take getting hit by a bus as a sign?
He wants to. I think this is what AEW gonna do. I think they trying to. He's going to get the world title soon, but I think they're trying to drag it out and put the world title on him right when he's ready to climb on Everest, just to see if he don't do it.
I absolutely think so too.
I think that they're doing.
I absolutely.
You gotta think.
Nobody wants to see you go up there.
You have to think it was by the grace of God he got injured. He was about to go up there. Do you remember that promo?
I do.
It was dark.
And he said, "I'm okay with dying up there." Wait.
He said, "I just want y'all to know I love you guys." He said, "I love you guys."
And I'm probably not coming back. That's what he said. He said, "I'm probably not coming back." What? I've made peace with the fact that this is it.
PK put the call in with J.A. White right now. He said, break his legs. Get him again. Get him for me. Get him for me.
Do whatever you got to do. Keep that hoe on the ground.
And he still wasn't going to be out for that long. He was still trying to do it. Then he got hit by a bus. And they still couldn't keep him down.
Everybody trying to be like, we all as fans, like I said, nobody wanted to see him go up there. Nobody. I wonder what it was like backstage in AEW, because you can't say I don't believe in you, but at the same time, was there anybody saying,
there was?
How much preparation have you done?
And the thing is, he had done the preparation. Like he had been
that's the problem. So you've done all this preparation and you still have back.
You got to think, in his mind, Sting was going to retire
to be ready,
and he was going to just go straight to Everest.
What's the point of living? Yeah,
knowing Darby, he probably was trying to leave earlier, but then the Sting retirement, they begged him like, okay, just hold on until this. Like,
but he just like me though. I think when Kenny Omega retires, I'm gonna climb Everest too.
I used to say that, but I think that I would stick around for wrestling for Hangman and Takeshita, like specifically. Like I do want to see them.
I would check in on my Pookies every once in a while, but
I think but honestly, bro, when they do, like when this whole Hangman, Takeshita, Swerve, Ospreay crop is done wrestling, I'm done. Respectfully, like I'm sure that Buddy Danielson's world title reign is going to be fantastic. I'll come back. I'll come back.
We were supposed to be done by midnight. It's 11:55.
Fuck. Oh my god. Anyway, thank you, Darby, for that promo. We really enjoyed it.
Let's speed.
Hangman and Juice. That's what we were talking
about. Civil rights movement. Sorry.
Ally. But Hangman and Juice really was really great. I think two really deranged people. They're just two different types of deranged. Juice Robinson is one of those unsung heroes of AEW. It's like a few guys who aren't considered like at the top of the card, but they're definitely not at the bottom of the card, but who are always dependable. And I think Roddy Strong.
I was gonna say Roddy
and Juice and Kyle. They really Big Mortos. He might go to the top of the list these days. He been acting up. Big Hollow Gang, Hologram. Shout out to them. That first generation of Omega is start going, and I'm going too. Yeah, I don't know. Like y'all, like the newer generation will really have to show me something crazy.
I love all his sons. I don't know the grandsons like that. The
only real grandson I know, and I don't even know if he could be considered a grandson, is Cloud Fletcher, because he's not too much younger. He's only 4 years younger than Ospreay.
I think that's grandson.
Yeah. So I mean, we don't really know I do know the grandsons. Like, so that would probably be like Callum Newman.
Yeah.
Then, he cool, but I mean, you ain't gang. Respectfully,
I don't know you like that.
Now, Nick Wayne gonna be. The thing is, Nick Wayne is gonna be something fairly soon. I don't think we're gonna be waiting for him.
I don't think he's Kenny's grandson.
He's not a grandson, but he's in that generation, that era. You know?
But not the family. You're not in a family.
I think I'm more interested with the super young on the Japanese side. I think I'll always probably be a fan of Japanese wrestling, but when this American shit, respectfully, like once that first generation of Omega is out,
up Everest,
it's over.
I'm gonna start saying that now.
I'm going to become like. That's when I'm going to turn into those people who like those old heads who I don't watch modern wrestling back in my days, and I'm going to just make books. I'm going to write books.
Kenny Omega, because we're going to have a whole hour.
I'm going to be writing Kenny Omega biography box sets. It's going to be like so crazy. Actually, I'm going to write a box set. It's going to be about Omegaism. It's going to talk about Kenny Omega and all of his disciples. So it's going to be like the Osprey, the Hangman. We got Takeshi in there. We're going to have all that. It's going to be a Omegaism, the series.
Guys, you should actually you should
Hey, nobody steal this, by the way. Hey, we just yapping. We're amongst friends. Don't steal this, because that's my livelihood.
I gotta tell you about something later, because I be having ideas and I just be talking, and then they come into execution by somebody else, and I'm like, maybe we're both really creative, or
y'all not gonna stay for Kaisen Takeshi. He's Mr. Right now. Actually, I'm about to go watch him. That's why we need to wrap this up soon, because that DDT show finna start. And oh my God, y'all, if y'all have not been watching DDT, let me tell you. So
we don't have time.
No. They need to hear this, and you need to hear this too. There's a man. He is a part of this idol group in Japan called the Rampage. And so he decided he wants to wrestle. He said he just wanted to wrestle one match, like a celebrity. And you know, celebrities, when they say they want to wrestle, whatever. I swear to God, he's the second coming of Hiroshi Tanahashi. He is brilliant. He is beautiful. You could cut your fingers on his cheekbones, and oh my God, he is doing this shit for the love of the game. He had another match. His name is Kaisei Takeshi, and oh my God, y'all, he took every single hit. His chest was black and blue and purple. He said, "I want to wrestle in 4 days." What? That's a man. That's a man. Y'all need to watch. Everybody tune in. If you got Wrestle Universe, lock in. Kenny Omega is life. I'm sorry, I can't read. When he's done, I'm done. JK, $2 more. Thank you, Bam. We're gonna keep rolling. Jay White returned tonight. Amazing. Really cool. He got his lick back on Hangman. I'm excited for this feud. Obviously, they have good chemistry, and their last match was great before DDT is for people who love time. It was great.
I'm glad Jay White is back, because I know a lot of people care about him. However, do not.
Well, I do. Welcome back, Jay White. Anywho,
welcome back. I'm always glad to see. Like, I never want somebody to be injured, because that hurts. So I'm glad to see that you're back and you're healthy. I just I don't care.
That's fair. Aoki is having a really good year. They released a promo. I'll go watch that later. Jay and Juice make me really happy. Love seeing those two together. I think that even if they put those two in the tag division, I think it'll make a lot of sense. Next, we had the Scapegoat Mobile pulled through. Shibata is wrestling a singles match at Wrestle Dream. I hate y'all. And the reason why is because AEW, you waited until the last 2 weeks to finally post this card. I just made peace with myself that I'm not going to Tacoma. I don't got no flight or nothing, so I'm really not going to Tacoma because I got to pay rent. But wow, I'm really excited. Y'all know Shibata is my second favorite wrestler of all time.
Shibata, you are so loved. You are so loved. And I started tweeting about freeing Shibata from the Jerichoverse in April. And it is now October. And this is the first real thing that he has done as a standalone wrestler without Chris Jericho since then. That feels like it has some weight and some substance to it. And I am just so excited. I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know what I picture from this match. Like, it's hard for me to envision this match, if that makes sense. Like, I can't see it in my head.
It's going to be interesting because I do agree with folks who are saying, like, I ain't gonna lie, Jack Perry, you need to start doing flips again.
Yeah.
You need to start. I'm like, the character, he has it down pat. The aura, Jack Scapegoat, your aura, like, it's amazing. Oh. But it's amazing, your aura. However, the style has not clicked. He's like reverse. He's not even reverse.
Tony Storm.
Yeah. Yep. Of just like
every the character's there.
But the in-ring is still so iffy. And my thing is, it's one thing for it to be iffy if you don't have a belt. But when you have a belt and you're not ready and all these other people are ready, like who are the total package, yeah, it's time. Like, I'm sorry. Shibata holding that belt, he doesn't have to hold it long. I just want him to be a champion. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be excellent. I can't wait. And honestly,
And then
I hope.
Daniel Garcia re-sign your contract. Come get it from him.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. And Shibata strapping him up after the match.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And that's why the thing is, and you know who I think is the poster child for being a heel and being a good wrestler is Athena. Because Athena is still doing flip shit, y'all.
You can still flip.
She's still beating bitches.
Get up there. Let's dance.
But she's still flipping. Even her feet, like, y'all, come on.
Like, being mean doesn't glue your feet to the floor.
Y'all gotta still hoop. Y'all gotta hoop. Y'all gotta get in the booth, man. I need you to wrestle like that, Jungle Boy. But like Jungle Boy in the ring, scapegoat outside of it. Okay. Anyway, after that, what do we have? We had a yeah. My fault.
No, it's okay.
We need to save. What is our extraction plan for Queen Aminata?
I'm sitting in a SEAL team immediately.
I feel like this is our show, so I feel like if there's any place to say this is what pisses me off. I feel like this women's division has been going so well, and I feel like the mere presence of certain people forces time to be made for them because of how much money they're being paid and how much that they are perceived off seniority or whatever the fuck. And that tends to be the Britt Bakers and the Sarayas of the world, to be quite honest. But specifically when it comes to Britt, fantastic entrance, right? There are things given that other women are not getting in their hometowns. How many times has AEW ran Long Island? Has Willow ever come through the crowd? And do you know that? No. Has Chris Statlander? And AEW has run Long Island at least 4 times in the past year, to be quiet, on pay-per-view and off of it. And before you start, it's not even just about the entrance. It's everything. Even to the length of the match. 11 minutes. 11 minutes. We got people who we actually like who are getting cut shorter than that. And it's just one of those things to where, even with Mariah being ringside, of just, we are rewarding bad behavior.
See, to me, this didn't necessarily feel like this. This felt like, well, one, obligatory. You weren't going to be in Pittsburgh without a dentist match. As much as we would have liked it to not happen, like AEW was not going to let that happen. In their head, I think that they are still holding on to the Britt Baker of old, who I would argue still was not fantastic in the ring.
I agree,
but had the positioning of that. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that this match, because of how poorly the Mercedes match was received, I think that this was her, I don't want to say like redemption. Last chance.
It was supposed to be her.
It was supposed to be your opportunity to prove something. And she did not do that. And we won't spend too much time on the match itself, but I wasn't mad at this happening the way that it did, because we know that AEW sees her as a star. They do. And especially before, she was the star in the women's division. Whether we liked it or not, they didn't care. That's what was going to happen. So now, in a new women's division that has all of this talent brimming, that has all of these amazing things going on, we've talked about it beforehand so many times. Where does she fit in? Does she fit in? I think that AEW had the same realizations, but later than we did as fans, which is, oh, this isn't going to work. But you have to give her the opportunity to prove it. You're in her hometown. You give her the entrance. You give her the everything. This is your moment to make something of it. And I want to say this was her second generation, like, make or break.
I also think That
I don't
pop,
think you're gonna, hopefully, but in my mind, this wasn't like the start of something else. This was
I hope not.
a
Because
one-off.
honestly, with Mariah being there and the thing, like that's what I was afraid of. That's what I am afraid of, because where I'm starting to think is that they might be heading towards a multi-woman match for Wrestle Dream. And my thing is, I just don't feel like she deserves to be there. She
I
doesn't.
think she will be. I think if you get a multi-woman match, what you're gonna get is the Aminata and the D, because that's who the story is with. It's not with the dentist. She's just there. That's why I'm like, this match to me felt more like a one-off
That's fair.
because
Okay.
she's not actively participating in the other
I'm
storyline.
thinking about Mariah more so.
Yeah.
Because I know that Mariah is not out there to look at Deeb. Deeb is challenged for the title like this year. That's not happening. So she has to be out there looking at Brig. And then the thing is, Mariah has also been teased with some other people. Willow. Even think about the promo that Chris Statlander cut on
But
Collision.
also Aminata.
Also Aminata. I just feel like I don't know.
That's why I'm like, yeah, I don't think it necessarily is a direct indicator that it's the dentist.
I hope not.
We all hope.
I don't know. I wasn't enthused. I wasn't impressed. And I fucking we bought. But y'all, listen, I love that. Listen, y'all don't make Willow cuss. I said, oh.
Literally, I was sitting there and my dad said, we don't do that. You don't do that.
She said, bitch. I'm gonna give you one of these.
Let Willow say nigga.
MVP save the queen. If this should get too far, save the queen.
Christian, she gotta pick another one. Mercedes with him. So and Stoke with Chris, so she gotta be with Swerve.
Are there any black women who want to be managers in wrestling?
Guys, I should be one. I'd be the worst one.
I think you would be great.
I'd be the worst one.
But I think you would get fired very quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Because we just be an altercation, or we just somebody would say something crazy to me, and then I wouldn't have a response, and I would just say the most out of pocket shit.
Yeah, you would 100% say the N-word to a live mic on national television. Good God, the FCC wouldn't even know what to do with you. They played another Kenny Omega clip. They played so many Kenny Omega clips tonight just to not have him on there. You nasty, 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 dirty, low down monkeys with wigs.
I didn't believe that it was gonna happen until I watched tonight, and I kept seeing him. And in addition to that, the way that they structured the show, it was you would see a clip, and then one of the people would one of the people involved, so you would see a clip of Hook and Samoa Joe, and who's out here next? Hook.
And right before the Okada match, they showed Bryan versus
Kenny. Kenny, I didn't believe it until I started watching, and I was like, hold on. And then you start sitting there and you're rationalizing. You're like, whoa, okay, yeah, it can make sense because Jon Moxley's going to come out here to beat up Danielson. And then you get the parallel of Kenny coming out here to, confront Moxley, just like the way we did, in first Dynamite, but reversed. So then you start thinking, hold on, that's not crazy. I'm not crazy. It's all connected. All men do is disappoint you.
No, truly. Next we had Private Party squash match. Listen, Isaiah Cassidy killed it on the mic 100%. He made me feel like that was a real heart of AEW. That was the feeling. That promo was fantastic. Called the Young Bucks out. My glorious EVPs came out. They're not wrestling until next week for Title Tuesday. Also, Dynamite, what the fuck? 9:00. I'm not gonna lie, we might not record next week.
9:00 on a Tuesday. Guys.
Are you free? Are you free next Tuesday night?
No.
We wouldn't even get started until 11. Yeah, we wouldn't even get started until 11. So yeah, we might not be doing a show next week for Title Tuesday.
So AEW actually hates us.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. We say some crazy shit about them. But
we do. We do, bro. Can you imagine if Tony Khan is just listening to this right now?
I'm gonna rob
Damn,
you.
we rock with
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
That.
That's so nice.
TK, you will pay for my broken heart for no Kenny Omega. Yes, he will. Yes,
I
he
have a
will.
plan. And never mind.
Anywho, we had a Brody Lee quote. Love him. We miss you. Exalted one. And then we had MVP do his big announcement. Nana said, no, right before he did it, Nana said, actually, you know, I used to be a wrestler and I'll put them boots on. I'll beat your ass right now. And I said, that's what I'm talking about.
I said, that's what we need. Because he did you crazy last week. He did you crazy.
He said shuck and jive on national TV.
That's insane.
Crazy. And so and then I just want to say my South Carolinian king, whole lot of real 803 shit, Big Shelton, Benjamin Big Shelton beat 803. He's here.
Where he belongs.
How long I've been waiting for this?
Where he belongs.
He about to make a name for himself in. And there it is, y'all. There it is. I like that. I like that. It's getting so black up in here. It's getting so black in here. We are about 3 episodes away from doing an electric slide during the pre-show.
Yeah. Living single lead-ins.
Man, this
it's such a cool feeling though, isn't it? Like
I think it's very few. I think I've been such a wrestling fan for so long, and I think it's a lot of things that I've seen before a million times, even if it's done differently, and I might enjoy it. But I will say, like I think I said this last week, my fandom in wrestling, and I think my blackness was always something that always felt so separate. Like it didn't really feel like it really intersected meaningfully. Obviously, I know I'm a black person who watches wrestling.
You are?
As all right. Anyway, like as far as like really feeling represented by the culture, and like seeing my culture represented meaningfully, as in like the diversity that we all bring across the diaspora. I don't think I ever really felt that. And even when I would feel it, it'd be like just for one match off. And I think that's why Sasha versus Bianca meant so much, right? And like these different things. And then you get to a point to where you're in your 20s and these things are no longer one-offs. They're happening all the time. And not only are they all happening all the time, they're happening at the same time. There's multiple people being successful at the same time. They're doing multiple things on one show, and a show that you watch most regularly. And it's just such a weird feeling, but it feels really good. Like I think it feels really good. There's jokes now and references now that I get to make that I don't think I ever could have really make on Twitter before. It's memes I get to use now that I never really got to be able to use before. In wrestling, it's really weird, but it feels good. It really feels good. I wanted them to push the limit to see how black they can make it before they draw the line. I think
that's what I said.
You gotta think, y'all. I don't think there's a line. I think the thing is, because everybody knows, like the boss always has favorites,
and
his two favorites are both black.
And
yeah.
Guys, black culture is pop culture. Black culture is cool. It's always going to be cool. And so if you're trying to make your product stand out and make your product, you're still trying to attract new viewers, but also have that modern, contemporary, cool feeling, you need niggas around. And it works because we've already seen,
I think that's what Swerve brought, I think, as a top guy that I think other people were missing, of just like MJF is too online. Hangman was arguably not online enough. You need somebody who's like right in the middle of just like they're cool to be aware of what's happening, but they're not always in the mix. They know how to strategically use a meme here or there. And like I will say, like the entrances and everything, like it's just cool. I think sometimes like men in wrestling don't know how to be creative with like their entrance wear and stuff like that. They either put on a
Or
suit
anything.
or some trunks. They don't know about the in between. And they just don't get the in between. And I think
Sorry.
like having those balances, and I think even like AEW has always had to do different things too, of just like even if you look at the Hangman character of like, yes, he's a cowboy, but he's always been pretty non-conventional from what we've seen before. So he doesn't wear the hat. He doesn't wear a lot of simple stuff like he wears
I think you should
rhinestones
do
on
one.
everything. You know, he wears rhinestones on everything of just
Put the hat on, baby.
he's a cowboy, but he's also a super liberal, you know, former school teacher. They're like, it's just the layers. It's just man. Eco Styler do work for that slick back.
You know what? That is a good point.
Wash it out. You're gonna have to wash it out though. But
yeah, it do. I was like, don't do me.
Eco Styler is for a style.
I'm getting my braids done again tomorrow. Exactly. I was gonna say I haven't been able to get my hair done and get my braids done tomorrow. But what can I rely on? Some Eco Styler, some water. Give me that slick back. Let's go to work. Let's get it like whatever. It ain't cute, it ain't whatever, but it's done. All right.
Yes, you don't have to wash it out real bad, but it gets the job done. And it's gonna stay down.
Look, it ain't cute. It's gonna stay down. And that's what we need.
Gonna stay down. But yes,
and the edge is back, but I'm just a girl.
But somebody said the line is if they get the Fox show. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest. Fox wants them because of what they're doing right now. They're probably gonna double down on it. Like the thing is, the two faces in the company are two black people with very black aesthetics, like very, very, very black aesthetics. And if Fox is interested in them, it's because of what they have, you know. So like, I don't know. I think they're gonna double down on it. They just gotta get some real rappers out here. Some real rappers. And Mercedes, I believe in you. I think you can pull this Megan thing off, man. I think you can.
Don't let I still think so too. I'm not giving up.
Don't let. I'm not flinching. I believe in you, sister.
Or Leo. Ooh. You gonna talk about out of pocket?
No,
yeah, go get my girl.
Like I got something to prove. So I just not be. If he acting like a fool, and I was, she need to be at that. She need to be at that Texas show. But I was beating hoes up and knocking bitches off the shoes. These are facts. Yeah. Big
nigga, we not humping. Yeah. Get Glow out there too. Yeah.
Yeah, Glow.
We have options. We have options.
Yeah, Glow. Yeah. So next we had Danielson versus Okada on Wednesday night television casually.
People died.
Yeah, families were saved. Families' lives were saved. Big Kazu, man.
The funniest wrestler of all time. And this match, obviously, it meant a lot to all of us. I had a very cathartic moment watching this match. Like something shifted in me around the 22-minute mark, much in the same way it did with Kazuchika Okada.
It shifted. I felt it. Willow felt it. We all felt it.
No, we all did. But no, it really was, and I said it's weird because it gave me a similar feeling as watching Danielson McGuinness, where it's just obviously like two legends, two icons. It's amazing that we're getting this TV on Wednesday, but also the idea that like, is this it? You know, like, is this the roundup? Like you get the legends one last time. Like it really, I had a moment where I was like, oh my God.
I think that I felt the same way too. I think that level of finality, especially because Title Tuesday, we're getting a tag match. This might be the last time we'll ever get like a Bryan Danielson dream match on Dynamite. And we've had so many. Bryan Danielson has been the king of the dream match, I would say, since he got here. Danielson Omega, Danielson McGuinness, like, you know, Danielson Okada.
He has left no stone unturned.
Like truly, I think wrestlers always say, like, I'm gonna give y'all everything, in this last run, but they clearly hold back because they're older or they don't want to get hurt, and it's all completely understandable, right? He genuinely has given everything.
Everybody that we lined up for him, that we said, oh, we can't wait to get this match, to get this one, like,
the only match
he gave it to you.
Somebody said Bryan versus Joe. I do agree that they should have ran that match, and I would like to see it. Like the Bryan Samoa Joe match, I do think that is something that they should have done. But in my opinion, the only real match that I think he has left that he has to do is Zack Sabre Jr. one more time. I do think that he has to do that match. Like, yeah, they can't leave it like that. Like if you did a third match with Okada, you have to do that third match with Zack. And it has to end in submission. Like, the both of you have won before, but you have pinfall victories. It has to be submission.
And I gotta get that Kenny pay-per-view. I have to. I will hold everybody here hostage. We not moving.
But the thing is, I think that want to happen when Bryan is a part-time wrestler, because y'all, it's a good chance that whenever Kenny's ready to do singles again, he's probably going to be a part-time wrestler too.
No, 100%. And like I said, like we said, it's not even a matter of, sometimes like it's a matter of desire, and sometimes it's a matter of capacity and what people are now physically able to do, now mentally able to withstand, like, those boundaries and those levels, like, ebb and flow for people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had a moment watching this match where I was like, wow, this is...
It felt very too, and I think it's also how the show was structured as well. You start off with Ricochet and Ospreay, and so these are people who have wrestled before, but them wrestling tonight very much felt like the beginning of something.
Yes.
And
this
Okada and Danielson, it felt like the end of something. I want
and not necessarily just like
he does owe Hechicero. He does owe Hechicero that match. I agree. He does owe Hechicero a singles match in CMLL in Mexico. He does, and I'm gonna be honest. Hechicero needs to win, and to be honest, he probably should have won that match on Collision too, because Hechicero had Bryan Danielson in hell. He had Bryan Danielson in hell. I don't think I've ever seen. I've never seen Bryan like legitimately out wrestled until that Hechicero. And that wasn't just him making his opponent look good too. That was
y'all forget. Y'all forget when Hechicero when he was regularly or like on AEW TV for that little grip, he was a menace. Like, y'all, and a lot of people who don't necessarily keep up with a lot of people who don't necessarily keep up with other promotions, you may not have seen a whole lot of him since, or may not have, whatever. He's still that guy. He's that guy. But anyway. Yeah.
I think also that's why I was so mad at Forbidden Door when they let MJF just
piss me off. That was supposed to be you, DG. That was supposed to be you. But Okada Danielson, like I said, started slow for obvious reasons, and that's everybody always, Okada style, he can't get going until after 20 minutes. Well, in this match, that's exactly what he wanted to do. He said, I'll just survive the first 20 minutes. Me too.
Predictable wrestler ever, bro. He's so fucking cool. Like, I think, and my thing is, and do you know like how beast you have to be able to like be that type of wrestler on television, and a company just accommodate it? Of saying like, I don't get hot for real until after 20 minutes, and a company said, well, I guess we're giving you at least 20 minutes.
What can we do?
Exactly. We gonna do it. Exactly.
Because when you get hot, you don't get hot the way other people do. You're the sun. When you turn it on, it literally, it was so funny.
And the stipulation played, they did a good job of like, I will say, a lot of people made a whole big shit about that stipulation, but the way that the match was structured, they did it in a way that it made sense. It made perfect sense that once
And I think it made the match more fun.
Yes, once Okada knew that his title was no longer, he whooping your ass.
Yeah, like, and Dan said just a lack of urgency, which made little sense in context of the match. I think that Okada's lack of urgency makes perfect sense because he knows if I survive the first 20 minutes, then then I can go ham and actually compete for the title, but I won't lose mine. And Danielson, we know, is just one of those, heart all in. I'm gonna give everything I got the whole time, So
the size differential made a difference there too. I was saying that I think the size differential made a difference there too, because I think sometimes with some opponents, Bryan Danielson is able to bully you into wrestling his match. You can't do that to Okada.
Ow.
He can't really bully Okada into wrestling, you can't hog tie him up. He's so big and tall. Like it's really hard.
Hog tie people?
Yeah, I can't hog tie people.
Why would I hog tie? Sorry.
So hey, listen, man. And honestly, it's one of those things too of just, somebody said this earlier, but Dynamite 5th anniversary, truly this whole night, I felt like, outside of like the dentist match, I wasn't even really like critiquing too hard, like even rating things too hard. Like it's really just happy to be here. Yeah, like I'm really happy to be here. And I think like of just like even in a group chat with some of my other friends today, and like I even think about like doing this show of just like, bro, there's so many people I call friends now that I didn't know 5 years ago. I didn't even think of. I didn't even imagine that I would be doing something like this 5 years ago. And like now, this is every week. We do this. We get on here every week and we yap and we giggle with you guys. And it is so cool and so funny. Some of you give us money. Like what?
You guys giggle, be honest.
I do.
Well, I know we do, but I'm always just like, do people enjoy this?
No,
or are we like DEI hires?
But everybody, no, who said that? Yeah, if Nakajima wasn't so fucking weird, man, Bryan Danielson versus Kazuchika Nakajima, I needed it. That and Go Shiozaki, because I think Go Shiozaki, they wrestled in Ring of Honor, and it's one of Bryan Danielson's best matches in my opinion. And yeah, but with Noah and WWE having a relationship now, I don't think we're ever going to get that match. It makes me really sad. I really wanted that match. It goes one of my favorites of all time. But yeah, like I think overall, obviously the ending was funny. It was like, honestly, the ending was hilarious because like the roll up and then like got Pac on one side, Claudio on the other side. They stared him down. It was like, when they walked in that elevator in Juice. That's exactly what it felt like. He was like, oh man. And then Okada getting mad, hitting him with the Rainmaker. He took the middle finger. He said, "Fuck y'all," and just don't.
He said, "Matter of fact, fuck everybody."
Said, yeah, well, actually,
but I the post match to me was weird, because it felt like. Maybe it was just like timing, but it felt like we had people waiting for things to happen. We all did. We all had a half second where we thought,
I'll be honest, I can give you a full spiel about, this felt weird, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to just be honest with you. I had it made up in my mind that Kenny Omega was going to come out there. And the second that I realized he wasn't, y'all probably could have sent anybody out there, and then I was not going to be satisfied. I wasn't.
100 million%.
Be satisfied, y'all. But y'all could have put anybody out there, truly, and I was.
But I also don't think that this was us being delusional this time. I think that we were led to believe.
Yes!
I do think that this time we were led to believe that it wasn't just us coming up with nothing out of nowhere, just being like, oh, wouldn't it be cool or whatever. Nah, you set up the parallels enough, and then made consistent mentions throughout the night. And like we said, the structuring of the show was clip, then a person that was in it, clip, then a person that was in it. It wasn't just us being delusional this time. It wasn't just us wishing and wanting. So first I will say that AEW I'm not a boy, so I don't know what it's like getting blue balls, but I think this was that. I think they edged us.
Oh. Anyway, um, like I was saying, y'all, I truly, and I look back, I actually really did like the whole Yuta standing up for himself thing. He sounds so much more confident on the mic. I think it's actually funny because I remember he had a match, if I'm not mistaken, on Dynamite 3rd anniversary, I believe, versus MJF. And when they had done like the promo work leading into it, he was god awful. Like, I remember it was like watching, it was like scratching nails on a pop talk board. I said, this man can't talk. And seeing how far he's come was fantastic. And I love it. I do love I like that Utes didn't turn on his dad. Now he still could, but
I gotta be honest, like this whole setup, and partially because I was sitting there and like Kenny Omega, but this whole setup felt really anticlimactic to me. I was like, we're doing all this to set up a tag match for what? Because you still in the trio, nigga. Like,
so I think that's also the thing too. I want to know. So what are y'all gonna do with the belts?
What y'all gonna do with the trios? But
are you gonna
that's
vacate?
why I'm like, that's why I'm like, so I don't understand. Not just that I don't understand.
Without everybody having to vacate, because we saw that with the who had the Bang Bang Gang. They had to vacate when Jay White got injured.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely think, yeah, the ending to me was anticlimactic because I was like, I don't really care about a tag match between. Well, I do, but for it to be what we announced at the end of the AEW Dynamite 5-year anniversary,
especially for Title Tuesday, I did think we were going to get something else. But
like,
somebody said,
saying it's for Title Tuesday, you're not the tag champs, so that's not for a belt.
Yeah, re-signed is going to be Bryan with Garcia and Yuta versus the other three. I think that still could happen because my thing is, where's Mox doing? What is Mox going to do? Why y'all just going to argue? Is he going to be on commentary or something? Like, what is he going to do?
Well, he just left today, so
he did just leave.
He straight up, he came, he whacked that.
This shit was a little weird.
Like,
but
where'd he go?
I digress, guys. It's 12:37 a.m. But I do want to say, happy 5th anniversary, All Elite Wrestling. I wouldn't be where I am today. I don't think I would still be into wrestling, like, for real. I damn sure wouldn't be this hardcore if it wasn't for AEW existing and honestly exposed me to other wrestling. And also just met so many friends. Like, honestly, I never thought, truly, in all my years, that there would be a time where I would be able to talk to other people outside of, like, myself about wrestling, especially people my age and girls, and Black ones. Like, it's like, oh wow, it's just like, it's such community. And I travel around the world covering wrestling with my friends, and we all just treat this shit like Barbie land. Like, it's crazy to think about. Barbie land. And we go to scrums and we are serious people and we ask questions. It's just like, when you think about it, it's just like, it's insane. And we do all this because of wrestling, because you watch the Kenny Omega tape one day and your life has changed and you just can't go back.
I wish I was kidding, but that's exactly what happened to me. That's why, look, who have we talked about more than anybody tonight? Kenny Omega, who was not on the fucking show.
Make an appearance, at least the Hangman to catch the stuff, at least that gets, like, you know, okay, at least they be on the show, so we can kind of justify
this nigga not here. And we sitting there like, Kenny, the head of the household,
been on Dynamite 1 week out of this entire one, and he got cooked. And we have talked about
his ass beat
every week.
Every week, baby. Every week.
Here.
But you know, that goes into my little thing about AEW, because I have a very difficult time taking anything seriously in relation to wrestling, because wrestling's supposed to be fun. You know, it's a fun pastime for us, especially people that aren't actually in the ring. why are you so serious about it? But where's your fucking whimsy? But AEW really has been like, it's brought me so much joy over the past couple years. It has.
Even when you hate
And
it, even when you hate it,
even when you hate it,
it's
because
so
you
fun
hate it so much because you know it could be better. You know it can be better.
and we get on here, and even like I think even on a bad Dynamite night, we will get on here and we will like have so much fun calling people losers to the point to where it ends up being a win. And honestly, it's so funny because like when we get off these calls, we have the most inspirational, like affirming talks. Like, no, you're so great.
Yeah.
You're going to be amazing
That's
one
true.
day.
You're gonna be great. I love you so much.
And it's so encouraging up until the point like when Dani's phone eventually dies. Every time. That's how the conversation
Exactly
ends every
what
time.
happened.
Like it's never like
clockwork.
closes regularly. And but it's just so awesome. And somebody says you've been watching since day one, episode one. Guess what? This show is about to turn like 1 year old. I can't believe it. Like
Happy anniversary to us. Well, not me, I wasn't here, but happy anniversary to
Wait, no, you can't. You've actually, I mean, like you've been here almost as long as I have. At this point, which is crazy. Like literally, like, and we talk about it on the show. I said last week, but Black girl wrestling was in its infancy this time last year. Like, you know, like I feel like I was in my infancy. Like, and even though I had done some stuff, like that was before I went to Japan. Like, I hadn't even done like interviews with like real top talent yet. Like, I hadn't done like the Athena, the Willow interview or anything like that. Like, I hadn't been published yet. Like, it's so like,
and
it's so insane.
I was gonna say, and two things. One, AEW, like, AEW created the opportunity for things like this to happen.
Correct.
Because candidly, the reality of the landscape in the other company did not necessarily allow for things like this, you know, for shows like this, for conversations like this, you know. And so AEW even being like this and being open about these
It opened
things,
doors
and
for us as creators.
it's open doors for us as individuals, open doors for us as, it made us friends.
Yeah.
I saw Lyric one day on Twitter and I was like, hey, everybody, I don't know why these people being so mean to you. I think you're great. I was like,
no, and it's funny, you randomly DM me one time, and I'm sure you meant that to be like the last time we probably ever spoke again. I said, hey, do you want to do this show?
Yeah, I was like,
do this show? So I think your tweets are pretty rad. I think it's pretty cool. Like, I'm like, do you want to do this show? And I think also too of like, it's always a need for an alternative. I think in every space, not even just like the actual shows, but I think even in the content creators of, I don't always. It's so funny. So Asia Wilson, when she did, like, she was backstage, and not backstage, but in the locker room, and she did an interview, and she was talking to her teammates, and she was just saying, some days I wake up and I hate being Asia Wilson, and I really don't like it. And I feel very similar sometimes. Like, some days, not that I hate Asia Wilson, love her, but sometimes I wake up and I hate being Lyric. Like, I hate being Lyric's twin. And I think it's just because, like, in my life, I've done so many things. Like, I've been well known in so many areas, and it gets so exhausting, and it feels so unfulfilling. And I'll get on this show, or I'll go travel, and like I'll see some of your faces, and like people will come up to me, and they'll be like, I want you to know I never felt comfortable talking about this. I never felt comfortable being a wrestling fan until I started, like, watching you or following you. And like, I've been all over the world, and I'll get started. I'll get stopped by people. Like, when I was in Japan, my last day, and this girl comes up to me, and she lives in London, and she's just like, hey, people give you shit on Twitter all the time. They talk crazy to you.
The same thing. Who said
they're talking crazy about you? But I want you to know, I think you are awesome, and I hope you never stop. And it's just, this show has kept me going in so many ways. And I think, like, just being in that environment, I think not even just like the AEW part, but like the community that it brings, like being able to meet people, like to the point to where like it's like next year, like all in, I want to see everybody. Like I want to be around like so many of you. And so I'm just thankful. I don't think I'm 26 and I think about how many scrums I've been able to like go able to like being able to cover wrestling in different countries and different cities and like everywhere. Like Dani's what? You're 23, right? 22, 23? Yeah, 22 and you've already done a scrum. Like those opportunities don't exist in other companies, you know? Like just to be able to be in the room and get credentialed and like to ask whatever you want and like feel like you'll be able to come back if you apply. Like, you know, of just I've seen Black women go in, like, shout out to Cresta Star. I just saw her at a scrub. She said, she asked Tony Khan, where's the meat division? You promised us a meat division. You promised us Meat Madness and we never got it. And I'm holding you to it. And I think, and you know, she gets invited back. And I think, and even me, I've said some crazy stuff and I still get invited back. Thank you for that, by the way. But it's just really cool.
And I had one more thing to say. One more corny thing. Along those same lines, I have a really hard time remembering that like the internet is public. So I'm saying a lot of shit on my own account or on Black Girl Wrestling, and then I'm like, oh.
And then you reply to yourself on other accounts.
Shut up! Shut up!
I be cracking up so hard.
Sometimes because anyway, and it's a really, really like surreal feeling when people are like, no, like I want to hear what you have to say. I'm like, really? That's so interesting because in my mind, nobody is listening when I talk and I'm talking to myself, and nobody is like looking at my tweets like I'm, you know, I'm as if there's literally no followers, as if there's literally nobody listening to our stream or listening to our podcast. And so sometimes I'll like look at stuff and I'll be like, no, dead ass. Like people care what you have to say. And I don't think that without AEW, you know, that would not be the case. And so yeah, I mean I appreciate it. 5 years of Dynamite feels like a long time, but also no time at all. So
yeah, you know. It was my senior year. No, yeah, when Dynamite started, I was in my first semester of my senior year of college, and I just think about like how I feel like I'm a completely different person then. And I think by the time AEW had started, I had already went to school, majored in sport and entertainment management, thinking I'm going to work in wrestling, and I had already talked myself out of it and said I'm never going to work in wrestling. And I was just like, I'm just going to finish this degree because I don't want to graduate late. And then I just remember when they started, and I was like, wow, this is the first wrestling organization who's ever had a Black woman in a high-ranking position. It was Brandy at the time, but whatever. And it's just so weird.
It was just true.
Like, at that point, you know, it's so weird of like how these things happen. Thank you, Lady B.
Thank you. Oh my God, guys.
Here's guys.
Yeah,
I
we're
enjoy your social content. Going back to being sad, we didn't see Kenny Omega tonight, but I'll keep waiting. We will too.
We all will. We all will. I'm telling y'all, we about to have the craziest raging when Kenny Omega comes back. Henny for Kenny will go crazy.
I will say, but y'all bring them dollars on that day. Bring them dollars. Do not come in here empty-handed. We throw in
and bring them dollars, bring them drinks, and everybody gonna have to shake a little something. Yes, I was sophomore in high school when AEW debuted, which is crazy because now I'm like out of college.
I can't even imagine you being like a teenager though. Like you just feel like somebody who like just popped out like grown.
It feels that way. You too, but
Me too.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So I thought it was her and her sisters going back and forth. Sometimes, but when I tell y'all that's like 1 out of every 600 times, it's usually me talking to myself.
And that's okay. Henny for Kenny merch. You know what? You said that you never had merch ideas. Hey, listen, I'm gonna go on Canva and make you up a mock-up Hennessy for Kenny in the Hennessy ball.
How funny would that be, bro?
Wait, imagine if you did the one like like they have the shirts that say anything is possible. You should put anything.
Anything is possible.
Oh wait, hey, nobody steal that. I need to before I get to put that in
this thing in particular. I know I came up with. So if I see any one of you bitches,
exactly, yeah,
selling something or whatever,
we search who
and I got witnesses on here. Exactly. All right.
If you are in line for Henny for Kenny, stay in line. Exactly.
There's a bouncer, but he's nice. It's okay. Good night, y'all. I hope you enjoyed AEW's 5-year anniversary. I hope you enjoyed the Dynamite book and our review of it.
It's so funny. We weren't gonna do the show tonight, but I was just like, because we knew the overrun. I was saying that like we need to do it. It's 5th anniversary, and I'm glad we did, especially because we're not gonna be here next week because it's Tuesday, Title Tuesday, so we won't be here next week.
And look, we all had the thought that maybe Kenny Omega would be here, and I said there's no way that we cannot be on the stream if Kenny Omega is here. So whenever I get that inkling, whenever you guys feel it in your fingertips, we got to be on the stream.
Exactly, and we will always be there when Kenny Omega calls. All right. Well, all hearts and minds clear. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who showed us some love and the cash. Good God, y'all went kind of crazy. Thank you. Made it feel like it was our anniversary too, but it was not our anniversary. So still remember, our anniversary is still coming up. But
I like flowers. I like, champagne. Big anniversary.
I also accept gift cards too. I love the gift card, anything Amazon, Target. I honestly, you can even send me a Pro Wrestling Tees gift card because there's so much new merch coming out and I can't keep up with it. So if somebody could like literally set me up a little merch budget, that would be great.
We just need to rob more people.
Yes, the rob list is getting thick, ain't it?
It is. And way too popular.
People to the rob list. There's
that
so
one
tweet on the rob list now, and they found it too. They done seen it.
They found it. I was like, I've been saying it for forever. I was like, wait. Anyway,
rob list is famous now.
Good night, friends.
Good night.
I won't rob you guys.
Not you, yeah, because we're all broke together.
If you're interested, actually, even if you're not, there's a new episode of Black Girl Wrestling for Once in a Blue Moon. Please go listen on Spotify. I also did it on YouTube. Just to try. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Who thought? I do things sometimes.
You can find me all in the regular places, Twitter, Instagram. Have some cool stuff coming out soon, so it's gonna be cool. But without any further ado, it's 2 hours and 5 minutes, and we specifically said 30
half an hour.
We're such liars, but I will say y'all did incentivize us to stay, so it's okay. But anyway, it's 12:53. Good night, everybody, and happy 5 years. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.